garage. I know I've kind of been a hiatus here recently between me and the wife kind of battling a cold for the last month, and the weather's been real crappy here in the Midwest. Spring weather, we've had snow and hail and cold weather, you name it, just not real ideal. Anyway, today we're going to be working on the Falcon. Got a whole new set of suspension stuff for it, disc brake conversion, getting my nice wheels back on here with some new tires, getting it all ready for next weekend, which is Vintage Torque Fest in Butte, Iowa. One of our favorite shows to go to. All kind of pre-64 cars, street hot rods, rat rods, whatever you want to call them. That's next week, May 6th, in Dubuque. And this is kind of what this car was kind of put together for, because it fits right in. So stick around for the project work today and see how it goes. Okay, so here's all the goodies for the Falcon. Got some new tires for the front, whole disc brake conversion for the front, and basically a whole front suspension rebuild, parts and pieces that is sorely needed. But I got all this in the last week or so. So this is going to be the project for this video. Install my new front suspension, the disc brake kit, and the new tires. All sorely needed. I'll show you why. Now here are the front tires that I just recently, well, I took them off last year because, as you can tell, had a little issue there. To be clear, I kind of knew the front end wasn't exactly right when I put these tires on here. And actually, I've been driving on them, oh, I don't know, a couple years anyway, so it took a little while for that to happen, but it just kept getting worse. So it was time to buy some stuff, get the front end right, put my disc brakes on, and get my nice custom wheels back on there. So stay tuned for that. That's what we're going to be doing. Well, there's one tire on. My high-tech tire machine here. Little manpower. That's the job done. One more to go, and that part's done. Okay, so this is what we got here. Original 1963 Falcon 6-cylinder front suspension with manual drum brakes. So I was going back and forth about what I wanted to put on this thing. Trust me, I've gone through all the Mustang 2 conversions, straight axles, you name it. And I still haven't really made up my mind what I want to do, because I'm not sure what I want to spend and how I want to set it up. So what I did was I just got basically replacement, brand new 6-cylinder suspension stuff, and that's what we're going to put on here. Even though, of course, it's got a V8 in it now, but it seemed to work fine other than being wore out. And we're going to ditch these drum brakes and go with a disc brake setup that I'll show you here in a little bit. And still be manual manual discs for now. We'll see how it feels. If it feels fine, I'm just going to leave it that way. Nothing fancy. This isn't going to be pro touring type cars. This is just drive around and have fun type of car. Go a little drag racing, stuff like that. So it'll do just fine for what I'm got in mind for it. just about got the hub off here. Take the whole drum and everything with it. Leave the spindle for now. Prepare for the disc brake stuff, but I'm going to do all the other suspension first, and move on to that. But I just figured I'd get this out of the way. Luckily, this car has basically been inside for the last 40 years anyway. So most of the bolts come right out. They're rusted solid or nothing, so, which is pretty amazing for, what is it? It would be 60 years old, right? Yeah, 60 years old this year. So, not doing too bad so far. This last bolt should come off in one piece. Maybe. Little tap. There we go. Bingo. Dainty little 6-cylinder spindle, which most would say I should change over to V8 at least, but like I said, this is low budget for sure. Alright, so I got the spindle off, and surprisingly, most of what I'm seeing, ball joints and such, it's all in really good shape, so way better than I thought it was going to be actually. But still going ahead and replacing everything just because I got it, and it'll just make it all that much better. So once I get the rest of this tore off here, the lower control arm, the strut rod, it'll basically just be reassembly with the new parts, and then throw the disc setup on this side first, and go to the other side, do the same thing. So everything going pretty good. Alright, so got the lower control arm out, and as you can see, there's a little slot. Sway bar mount there, the hole's a little walled out. Of course, the main bushing here is pretty much shot. So I got this nice new one right here. Transfer over the strut rod, which I've got new bushings for that, which are right here. Those are the old ones, shot of course. So now I can start putting new stuff in place. I'd say the ball joints look really good, I'm surprised, but they're getting replaced anyway. Got new sway bar bushings, tie rod ends, the whole deal, so that's all going in. Next. Alright, so we've got all the new pieces in on the suspension, control arms, bushings, tie rod ends. Starting to mock up the brackets for the caliper for the disc brake kit. Goes on the existing spindle there. Pretty nice looking stuff. And there's the new rotor. 10-inch rotor. It's got the original 4-bolt lug pattern on it. I could have gotten a 5 lug. That was an option for the same price, but since I want to keep the wheels that I have, I just went with the 4 lug. And there's the instructions. Yeah, they leave a little to be desired, but it's pretty self-explanatory. It only really goes one way, so that's what I'm gonna tackle next here. It should go pretty simple. You get new brake hoses too. The rubber brake hoses comes with them. All the bearings. I'll put a screenshot of the ad on eBay where I purchased it from. So if you're interested, you can check them out. Rotor is installed. You have to reuse your old axle nut and the castle nut there, but it's all new bearings. There's a spacer you have to put under the washer that also you have to reuse. You get a new cotter pin, but yeah, basically you get a new dust cap as well. It's in here somewhere. I saw it. There. You get a new dust cap. That'll go on here in a second. So yeah, going pretty good. Next will be mounting the caliper. I'll show you those in a second. Okay, here is the caliper. And believe it or not, these are, I believe, 89 Chevy Cavalier calipers. And there is a right and a left. I want to say always make sure your bleeder is at the top when it's mounted. It'll be in here. Oh, something like that. You get the idea. Well, I'll get that thrown on and bolted up. We'll run a brake hose on there, the new one right here. And that will just about button up this side, short of bleeding and stuff like that. Then I'll move on to the other side. I'll spare you doing the same thing all over again, but that's basically it for right now. I almost forgot to show the finished product here. So you can see the rotor all bolted down, caliper, my adapters I have to run the wheels I have. If it wasn't for the wheels that I've got on the front, I would have gone with the 5 lug and got a whole new wheel. But these wheels were customized by myself. They are actually aluminum spares from either Super Coupe T-Bird or Mustang, and I actually cut the slots out of them by hand. I think I threw some pictures on the process on the other video of this car that I gave all the info on. I'll throw a link to that video on the history of this car and everything I've gone through with it over the years. So I'll throw a link up to that so it'll give you a little insight or backstory. Still need to clean them up from mounting the tires yet, but yeah, I'm really happy with the whole deal. Alright, well, let's take this old jalopy for a little test drive, see how it works. It's a little loud, so hopefully you can hear me.